Sin has always valued honor more than his own life, so much so at times that it's brought him to where he is now. Anyone can take away his life, his freedom, but no one can take away his honor. Despite the fact that he's now locked away in a cell, he does not regret it. It is only when you take control over his decisions that you can help him escape and start anew, bringing him the gift of living honorably. Fighting his way out to freedom, he manages to escape, only to discover that his journey begins now. With bravery and a little bit of luck given to him by the gods, he will find a new beginning. And this is how we will start building our new Skyrim character. So how is everyone? I haven't made a character build video in over a year, so here we are today. So I already gave you the backstory of our character, and we will soon move on with our recommended mods for this build as well as the gameplay style. All of these mods are available for the special edition on PC, but I'm sure at least half of them or so are available on Xbox, So are you guys excited for this build? I know I am. I'm so excited, I actually grew this cool Viking beard. Isn't that awesome? What do you mean it's not a real beard? It looks like a beard. I'll go shave. So moving on to the character, I'm going to share with you what mods I use to make my character look like this, first of all. So starting with the visual mods, every Viking needs to have a fancy beard, and this is why I come to you today with Beards of Power. This mod adds so many new beard designs that simply look majestic, masculine, testosterone boosting. Some of them have ornaments and some of them have other accessories, like this freaking raven. Imagine just having a raven on your shoulder. One thing we can all agree on is that these beards got volume. A lot of it. They're screaming at you. So much so in fact that you can't really be selfish and keep them all to yourself. And that's why there's a mod that also puts them on NPCs' faces. I guess you shouldn't download this mod if you want to be the only person in the game with beards like this, but sharing is scary. I just couldn't keep the secret any longer. I mean, I use Dollar Shave. No, I'm kidding. I wish. Now look how intimidating this guy is now, chopping that guy's head. Don't look at him, because I'm scared that he's gonna do the same to you. If you're not a big fan of these beards, I'm bringing you beards. This mod simply makes the vanilla beards look better, and it also adds some cool deleted beards from the game that are sure to get you a lady or a man. A manly man.
We are men, manly men.
Wow.
We are men, manly men.
What?
In terms of hair, I use Apache Sky Hair. Now I know what you're thinking. I know that everyone knows this mod for the unrealistic anime style hair that it adds, but there's only one hairstyle that I wanted to keep, and is this one. You can also download this mod for this beautiful, luscious hair that you simply want to touch. It's softer than Snuggle itself, or even Doggo Bun. If it's softer than Doggo Bun, then you know you gotta add it. And then you look at the face and everything goes to hell. Next up we got animations, but not just any animations. We have Leviathan Sprint Animation. This mod makes the sprinting animation look as if the character were heavier and sturdier. This is the type of animations you'd want for a strong character. A strong, heavy, two-handed wielding, heavy armor, blocking, two-handed, I already said that. That type of character. Because we're making a Viking today, this sprint animation is actually perfect. And it doesn't just change the sprinting animations actually, it also has some cool idle animation. So your character's now gotta look at his fist every now and then and will also perform this weird baseball finger movement. I don't watch sports, can you tell? I don't know what that is. What even is that? And as for the last mod in our visuals category, we got Pumping Iron. This mod will literally make you work for your gains as your muscle will grow with every level you increase in one-handed, two-handed, and smithing, since this is how the game calculates your physical strength. If you ask me, you can also combine this mod with training, dummies, and targets that allows you to literally train and work out in the game. Pretty immersive, and it also helps you get strong at the beginning of the game, which is actually what we're gonna want with this character. It's really cool to see your character literally grow as you get farther and farther into the game. This mod is pretty popular, and rightfully so. But that means you probably know a lot about it already, so we're gonna move on. In terms of the gameplay mods, I already mentioned training, dummies, and targets. But we have other mods on the list as well. Alternate Start is a mod that will allow you to spawn almost anywhere in Skyrim and start your journey some other way than from Helgen. I chose the option to leave the cell I spawned in, as this is how Sin's story will begin.
So be it.
Now, other than fight, raid, and look badass, what does a Viking do? Think about it. They get drunk. And this is why I installed the most immersive Skyrim mod of them all. Ever. Out of all of them. Alcohol drinking effect. This mod will make you regret drinking ale, as if you drink too much, you'll find yourself having a hangover naked in another part of the province. So I woke up literally naked in another city. I've never felt more alive. And the worst part of it all is that you have no idea what happened while you were naked in the streets. The game doesn't tell you. I wish there was some kind of way to have quests come out of these, like finding your things, and you know, I'm aware that there's already a really cool quest in the vanilla game with Sam in the drinking game and stuff where you get married to a hag raven or something, but I would like to see something like this happen more often, because that one quest only happens once, and that's actually kind of sad because it's a really cool and fun quest. I really like that quest, and I would do it again, and again, and again. Now in all seriousness, if you really wanted to immerse yourself into the game, you would get Campfire and Frostfall. You guys know that these two mods together are the best way to increase immersion within this cold, harsh climate. You'll have to keep yourself warm, build campfires, and then lay in your camp wondering why you didn't fast travel to the nearest city, where you could get a comfy bed and warm food. But then you have a camp and it's more immersive this way. You're welcome. I would also suggest you check out my combat mod video for more information on how I got my combat system to look like this. And it actually makes the game more fun in terms of combat, and it makes me feel stronger as a Viking. As for the gear mods that you should use, here I will create some divide. I have a lot of mods because I didn't know which one to actually go for. So I'm gonna give you guys some options. I'm going to start with the Medium-born Book of Silence. Now, this mod is actually a really cool vanilla and texture enhancement mod for the vanilla armors. If you wanted to play with the vanilla armors, that is, I would strongly suggest this mod. You know, since Skyrim is already supposed to be a Viking game and have Viking armors, I thought some people wouldn't want to have fancy armor mods like me, but here you go, I made your armors look cool. All the armors are enhanced and actually look really good now. The metals on the armor look darker, the leather more saturated, and overall, it's a really great experience to see these armors in game and be like, oh, I remember how this looked in vanilla, and this is so much better. For the next mod, we have weaponry from the Vikings TV show, of which I only watched one season, so please don't spoil the end. This mod adds some cool weapons and shields from the show, such as the Lothbrok axe and shield, Floki's axe and adze. I don't know what an adze is, but whatever, it's this thing, and the Lagatha sword and shield. Now, if you were wondering which shield I was using this entire time, it's from this mod, and in my opinion, it looks really cool, and I love the bluish green color with the lines. I think it's basically my go-to shield at this moment, because it's really good looking. The Lothbrok shield is also pretty cool, but much more simplistic, and the axe from this mod, beautiful, look at that. Moving on to the next one is somewhat historically accurate weapons and Viking gear. Try to say that 3 times. Now, if you aren't a big fan of Lagatha or Lothbrok shields, this mod adds more. And when I say more, I mean many, 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 many more. The designs are really cool and really colorful. This mod doesn't only add shields though, it also adds this cool axe I've been using throughout the game and this great sword on my back. And also these cool Viking armors that you could use as clothes and early game armor sets that also look really cool. If you were wondering what mod I use, so I can have multiple weapons show on my body and also wearing my shield on my back like a badass, I used All Geared Up. This mod simply adds the possibility to have a lot of things displayed on your body, including weapons, soul gems, a coin purse, and freaking potions. Not gonna lie to you though, it's pretty finicky and also a really big pain to install. But once you get it working, it's actually really cool and it's gonna make your character look badass. The best thing about this mod is obviously wearing your shield on your back because it looks so cool. But yeah. Oh, and it also works with cloaks so it doesn't clip too much. Speaking of cloaks though, I have Cloaks of Skyrim. That was a perfect segue. Here we go. This mod simply adds a bunch of cloaks designs that you could use. There's one for every faction pretty much, and you can decorate your character like this. If you want to have a retexture, I can also recommend you Cloaks of Skyrim HD, which adds slightly better textures, bringing the game to the next gen, with cool graphics so you can make your game lag. That's Nariva TV for you. I would also suggest you download Wearable Lantern because nights can be really dark and you can become your own moving light source now. You won't have to hold a torch in your hand, and your character will also look more geared up with it. Now, there are some minor clipping problems with some weapons, but if you can get past that, I would strongly recommend this mod. I think it's really cool. In terms of the armor that I use, I went with something a little bit off-brand, but you know, it's a little spice that we add on there. Just a little bit. It's not really a Viking armor, but I thought it really fits the character quite well, so you might recognize it actually. Armor of Intrigue from The Witcher 2. I know this is quite a controversial decision to have this armor in the game, but I think it's a really cool looking set. And it has so many options from dark to light colored pieces to chainmail. For most of the options, I personally went with chainmail because I thought it fits our character better. The textures look pretty cool and the armor is implemented into the game really well. The reason why I went with it is that it looks like an endgame armor piece. It doesn't have fur or a lot of exposed areas like most other armors for Vikings. And I made this character very different from most other Vikings that I saw on YouTube, which I believe was a pretty bold decision. Might be stupid, but I thought it was a really cool thing. And lastly, I have a really cool sword mod, Valkyria. Just look at it, man. Tell me it doesn't look beautiful. It has Nordic designs on the hilt, and it's not too unrealistic. There's no fire coming out of it, but it still feels like a really cool fantasy sword. Perfect for my character. And it's actually going to tie into our story a little bit, which I'm going to talk about right now. So that was a perfect segue as well, right? Come on, give it to me. Please, that was a cool segue. Once we have all the mods that we want installed, we can go ahead with the gameplay style. The start will be slow. Sin would escape the prison and then he will have to look for shelter. No one knows him in Skyrim, so it's time to make his mark. He knows that acting on impulse is not a good idea, so he won't be barging into battle just yet. He will have to grind day and night, gather materials and hunt. And only when he feels ready and when the gods are on his side, he will start making a difference. Slowly and slowly, he will liberate Skyrim, sending the worthless to oblivion while working his way up to Sovngarde. He will seek power, not only for his personal gain, but also to help other heroes make their way onto the afterlife, whatever their beliefs are. On the way, he will make friends, he will make enemies, people will know of his name, and it is your destiny to decide what that is. Sin the Ruthless, Sin the Great, or Sin the Mystery. As he makes his way up in Skyrim, he will have to join many factions, winning the respect of those among him. Factions such as the Companions and the Dawnguard being the perfect fit for him. But if the need arises for more allies, he will have to make darker decisions. Sin will use the sword Valkyria for the strongest and most honorable of foes, as it is his way of showing respect. No matter how much hate he would have for a person or a creature, he knows that the only way of being respected in the afterlife is to respect his foes. With no honor, no Sovngarde. As he climbs his way to victory with every battle, he will one day reach his mortal enemy, the one person who threw him in that cell. But you must remember, it is not about revenge, it's about honor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this character build and this video as a whole. I really had so much fun making it, actually. I really took my time with this one and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So anyway, go into our mandatory comment shout out for today. We got Boba Fett's biggest fan, 716 steps. I am a nerd. I counted them twice. I cannot say that I'm as educated as you are, dude. But how much free time do you have? No, I'm just kidding. But like, it's actually really cool that people actually went and actually counted the steps. Like, how? I don't know. It's really cool. It's a big difference from what Bethesda usually said, that it's 7,000 steps. There's actually 10 times less than that. But whatever. I'll just take it. It's called the 7,000 steps for me, okay? Anyway, with that in mind, thank you guys for watching this video. Robert loves you, and he is so excited. So freaking excited to edit this video. Isn't that right, Robert? He says he's quitting, so I guess I will have to edit it myself. So let's go. We're going for 20 hours on this one. I'm just kidding. I'll try to see. I'll actually let you know. I'll put on the screen right now how much time it took to edit this video. Have a good one. Bye-bye. So I loaded up this older game called Skyrim. I started making videos people be admiring. Well, on one hand it gets pretty tough. I can't help to admit that it's some really cool stuff. I get back in the game after I played so many times. I thought it would get boring after committing so many crimes. Did you know the Ripple Chicken is considered a person? Now that's a dumb feature that ruins my immersion.